Howdy folks, and I hope you've all got your training montages at the ready wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for another 1/6 scale figure preview. So overnight, yesterday, whenever it was, Sly Stallone Shop dropped this little beauty on us, and it is none other than Rocky himself from the 1985 Rocky 4. And I've got to say, I'm super excited for this figure. Rocky 4, although not the best Rocky movie in the series of movies, it was the soundtrack to Mr. Go Figure's childhood or young adulthood. I had the soundtrack on vinyl quite literally, and it wasn't off the turntable for at least a year. And it may not be the best of the Rocky films, but damn, it is a whole lot of fun. But before we dive in and take a look at the pics that Sly Stallone Shop have dropped on us, I would like to send a Ivan Drago size shout out to everybody who's supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the 1/6 scale reviews, news, previews, tours, showcases, and all that other good stuff that we've got coming up. So let's dive in without further ado. Round one. There are 3 rounds on this one because there are 3 different, well, they're not 3 different figures, but there are 3 permutations. We've got a standard, a deluxe, and an ultimate. We'll take a look at all 3. So yeah, seconds out, round 1. Let's take a look at the pics. And first shot is of the standard edition. We'll take a look at the standard edition first. And I've got to say, straight away, super impressed. First impressions, very, very good indeed. The only other Sly Stallone Shop figure I have in the collection is this chap that you see sat next to me, Marion Cobretti from that classic that is Cobra. This is an amazing figure, so I've got high hopes for these. This very nearly won Figure of the Year. I will stick a link to the review for this particular guy at the end of this video. But yeah, we're here to focus on Rocky. Proportions straight away, absolutely on point. He was super ripped, not an ounce of fat in his body in Rocky 4. We saw him become more and more muscular, more and more ripped throughout the IP itself, and he was probably at his leanest, most muscular at this point, and it shows in this figure. And of course, they caught the proportions perfectly. We've got him here just with the boxing gloves on, the Stars and Stripes shorts, the boots, and that's pretty much it. But proportions look pretty much nailed on to me with that lean, muscular look. What we're looking at here is a silicone body, medical grade silicone. So yeah, that does present its own issues if you're going for dynamic posing, and this is one of those figures that really begs to be posed dynamically. How this holds up, because you know, we've had some great medical grade silicone bodies that have stood up really well, some that haven't performed so well. I'm thinking straight away the Muhammad Ali figure from Iconic Studios, to keep that boxing theme going. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see just what kind of longevity we get with the posing on this. I can see him pretty much stood in a museum pose for the majority of the time. But yeah, proportions look great. That head sculpt we will get to, as always. And the standard edition comes with the standard edition crotch grabber and base. Very, very simple here. Nothing to write home about. Simple black oval and that black crotch grabber going on. Let's zip on to the next. Actually, while we're here, let's talk price, because I did notice when I was looking at the website there that they do currently have an offer on. I need to check this. Yeah, this offer runs out on April the 27th, and the standard edition comes in at $319 with that discount there, which is the equivalent of about 241 UK pounds. But if you are obviously outside the States, you've got to take into account the other expenses, the shipping, VAT if you're in the UK, any tariffs and taxes and so on. But still a very, very good price for what you're getting here. This second shot, absolutely stunning. Really, really stunning here. Got a comment on the physique on this sculpted silicone body. Looks phenomenal, from the abs, the lats, the pecs, everything looks there. Looks absolutely nailed on. The muscularity in the legs there, in the calf muscles, all nailed on. The skin tones and textures, can't argue with. cracking job here by the looks of it. And this time we've got him with the robe over his shoulders, yeah, super impressive. Even just in that sort of semi-museum pose, this is going to be such an imposing figure, I think, in any collection. But yeah, absolutely excellent photo. Let's zip on to the next. Still with the standard edition here, remember, and we're getting to see that body for the first time. And I've got to lean in here because the vascularity in there is exceptional. Really, really exceptional. Even down to that sort of knotted vein that Stallone has in one of his sort of upper bicep areas there, which I believe was a training accident issue. But yeah, they have caught the proportions in the physique absolutely amazingly well here, in my opinion. Shading on those abs, chest section perfect, as is the neck, proportions just right. And we're getting to see that head sculpt for the first time here. Now, I think they've pretty much nailed this one on. Yeah, hair absolutely on point. That style is correct. Individual strands picked out. The color is right. We've got that little flick at the front there, which looks great. The eyes, super glassy, absolutely on point. The expression, just about right. Skin tones and textures on the head sculpt, excellent. I'm sure we will get a closer look at this as we move through these photos. So on to the next. Now we've got a breakdown of what comes with the standard edition issue here. So you get the Rocky IV head sculpt, you get the silicone body, as we've talked about, you get the officially licensed trunks, tough wear boxing gloves, boxing trunks, white boxing robe, boxing boots, and the standard crotch grabber and base there. Although, slight spelling issue here, crouch support. I think they meant crotch support, but we'll let them off with that one. And we can see, getting to see some of the articulation here as well for the first time. So on the right here, we've got him in that guard up pose, and yeah, looking very good articulation wise, but as I say, longevity, yeah, yet to be seen. Those shorts look very, very good. Now, what kind of material they are, I'm going to assume that Stallone Shop are going to be using a nylon material here, but yeah, super vibrant red and white stripes, that elasticated blue waist, and the stars picked out around the hems there, and the boots as well. They look excellent. I'm going to assume they're sculpted plastic. Don't think we'll be seeing a split cut boot design here. I don't think these kind of boots really lend themselves to that, but they've got the stripes on there, you've got the sculpted in laces, and those blue flashes at the top there. So yeah, all looking excellent. Some really nice photography here. Loving the lighting on this shot on the left hand side here. Looks excellent. On to the next. Final shot for the standard edition, and it's the art box. Beautiful art box as always from Stallone, the Stallone Shop there. Forget the name of the artist there. I'll stick it in the description below. The same artist that they always used, and he does some amazing work here. Love this sort of impressionistic take on Rocky with these blues and reds going on, and really the only thing that sort of distinguishes the art boxes from each other is the color of the lettering of Rocky at the top there. I believe the black is standard, silver is deluxe, gold is the ultimate. But yeah, so that is the standard edition. Let's zip on to the deluxe edition. Breakdown of what you get with the deluxe edition. Again, not going to run through it all, but the standout difference here is the ring corner diorama that we will get to. Looking forward to that as well. But once again, superb sculpting on that body. Different angle on the head sculpt this time, and yeah, looking, I'm not going to say it's 100%, because I mean, what is 100% in the head sculpt world? But it is damn good. It is an exceptionally good head sculpt there. So on to the next of the deluxe edition photos, and we're seeing that corner ring diorama for the first time. I'm going to say this is putting a smile on my face. It's taking me back, and this is what I think action figures should do. And that corner ring diorama looks beautiful. Not sure what materials they're using here. Is it a resin? Is it a polystone? Is it a plastic? I'm going to assume it's plastic, but we'll have to wait and see. But overall, I think it's a great idea, just taking a corner section of the ring there. They've taken the blue corner. We've got that canvas effect on the top there with the red and white stripes and the stars there. Obviously the ring corner itself with that silver upright, and I think it just looks phenomenal. I'm going to say it from the get-go here. I think this is going to be a no-brainer for Mr. Go Figure, as only my second toe dip into the Sly Stallone Shop world. I think this is going to be a no-brainer for me. It's just so nostalgic. But yeah, we see the figure proportionally next to the corner of the ring itself as well. Just works well. You're going to need some acreage, I think. Looks like it's got a chunky footprint, this one. So yeah, acreage required if you're picking up the deluxe edition. But I think the whole thing just pops and works beautifully together. And obviously we're getting to see the figure again. On to the next close-up now. Gloves up. Those gloves look great. I'm going to assume that they're sculpted plastic here. But the paint applications and the sculpt work in there to give them that leather look, that material look, absolutely on point. The reds pop, the whites look great, and we're getting closer and closer to this head sculpt. Now, as I said before, not 100% in my opinion. However, I still think it's stunning, absolutely stunning. Skin tones, skin textures, as we talked about, that hair, all nailed on, yeah. I can't wait to get my hands on this. I'm really excited for this one. On to the next. We've got that sort of classic arms down by the side pose here, and we're getting to see the muscularity again. Those shoulders, I thought those shoulders were popping a little bit too much in the muscle areas, the muscle mass here when I first looked at it. But I actually went back and looked at some stills from the film, and specifically shots like this, and it pretty much is on point. Even down to the measurements there on the chest, and how his moobs look a little bit lower down than they would say on the average person because of the muscle mass. So yeah, that body, chef's kiss to whoever was responsible for that body, and a cracking photo as well. Next one of the deluxe edition, in the corner with the robe on. Obviously you're building up here in what you get accessories wise. And yeah, another great photo. Yeah, the shorts pop, the boots are there. It's all there. It really is. It's all there. And I'm hearing strains of James Brown in the background. On to the next. The robe on this time. We're seeing how that fits. Yeah, now I'm going to assume, looking at that, it's got a shine to it. So we're going to be maybe looking at a nylon man-made fibre there. That red sash tie belt around the middle there. Pretty simple. And we're also seeing what I'm going to assume are swap out hands here with the bindings on them as well. So great to see, but no doubt we'll get a shot with all the accessories, hopefully, maybe. And once again, the art boxes, and as I mentioned before here, really the only difference is the colour of that lettering. So on the deluxe edition it's silver, but still looking really nice. And finally, the ultimate edition. So this is pretty much where you get everything and the garden shed. From that movie that introduced us to Mr. Dolph Lundgren. And yeah, it's probably worth mentioning at this point as well, actually. I mean, Stallone, actually, I think he wrote, he directed, and he starred. He probably did the catering as well, I would imagine. He pretty much was involved in every aspect of this. And there was, I believe, a 2021 director's cut. I, unfortunately, have not been able to lay my hands on a copy of that. I really do want to get involved in that because I've heard it's excellent. But yeah, back to the figure. So as I say, everything but the kitchen sink in this one. You get the stars and stripes, so you can drape that over his shoulders. You get the gown again. You get the swap out binded hands or bound hands. You get the corner ring section base there, the display base, the figure obviously, and you get this battle damaged head sculpt. We will get close with that, I'm sure, in these photos. Let's zip on to the next. Yeah, quick rundown there, breakdown of everything that we've just talked about. So you're getting the corner ring diorama, you're getting everything here, but the standouts here I think are the American flag and that swap out head sculpt that we're going to take a look at. So yeah, I think it's going to be Ultimate Edition all the way for Mr. Go Figure on this one. Let's take a look. Yep, corner shot there. We've got the arms up. It's always the joints in these silicone body arms. They look fantastic. They look phenomenal, and I think it's a massive step forward. But any length of time in these dynamic poses, and new wristed tears, particularly around the elbows. So yeah, exercise caution if you're picking Rocky up. We don't want him damaged. On to the next. Yeah, we're getting the same shots again. This is the corner shot, the corner of the ring shot in the Ultimate Edition. Shot we haven't seen, fighting pose, and we're seeing this battle damaged head sculpt for the first time as well. That is looking great, it really is. I'm sure we will get closer to that, but yeah, cracking pose, that one as well. That's the kind of pose I'd be going for, or probably with the stars and stripes draped across the shoulders there. So on to the next uppercut here, and we're seeing that physique, the vascularity in those arms, as we mentioned before, all nailed on. But probably most importantly, we are getting close to that battle damage head sculpt, and that is looking absolutely fantastic as well, as far as I can tell here. We've got him with mouth open, you can see the mouth guard there. The eyes, the left eye in particular, really swollen. Looks like we've got some wet look blood paint application to set it off just right. Loving the expression they've gone for there, because that can be used either in a pose like this, in the ring, or him celebrating at the end of the fight itself. On to the next, the classic, draped in the stars and stripes. I love that. I love this photo so much I used it for the thumbnail. I think it's a cracking photo there, and we really are seeing the detailing in this head. I'm going to lean in here. We've even got blood spatter on that gum shield there. You've got the, as I mentioned, the blood paint applications, the scarring across the top of the right eye there, the swelling underneath both eyes, that left eye almost shut, and you've got hint of 5 o'clock shadow going on there, although it was pretty much very, very clean shaven for most of the movie. Overall, in actual fact, I'm going to put my neck on the chopping block here. I think I prefer the battle damage head sculpt to the clean one. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd be fascinated to hear your take on this. But once again, with those arms outstretched like that, you can see the attention to detail in this body. It's really blowing me away, this body, particularly the work on that vascularity, and almost like that sort of stretched quality across the pecs there, which Stallone had. Just looks superb. And another shot here, another famous shot recreating that famous shot from the movie once again, with the stars and stripes draped around him, looking up to the microphone or to the audience. And probably, I'm not going to do the voice, and I'm not going to shout, Adrian. I think you can all do without that at this point in time. But yeah, classic pose, looking phenomenal. Yes, it's a swap out head sculpt, so you've got a little bit of a visible seam line there where it joins the neck, but that is not an issue at all for me, and that hair looks great as well. And of course, the victory pose, arms aloft. I would love to keep him in a pose like that, but I would have sleepless nights about what was going on with those shoulders, but still, it looks phenomenal, and great lighting on this shot as well. I think this one's going to be a vlogger's dream. Will they give us an Ivan Drago? I'm not 100% certain on that one. It would be nice, but yeah, they're sort of with them. It's in the name, the clue's in the name. It's the Sly Stallone Shop, so I don't think we're going to be seeing a Drago from them, but it would be great, you know, to see that. But yeah, great pose, great photo, and that head sculpt looking phenomenal. And that bulk is just perfect in that body for me. And finally, we have the art box, and as I mentioned twice before, only difference here is that it says Ultimate Edition, and it's done in that gold lettering, as opposed to the silver and black of the previous one. So there you have it, folks. You probably noticed Mr. Go Figure's excited for this one, but what are your thoughts on this figure? Are you a fan of Sly Stallone Shop figures? Are you a fan of the Rocky IP? Will you be picking this one up? If you do pick this one up, will it be the which edition will it be? And I think I forgot to mention the price tag on the Ultimate one. The Ultimate one, obviously with that discount that we mentioned before, you are looking at $432 US, and that equates to about 326 UK. So I still, with that discount, I think these are value for money. They really are. Probably without the discount, I'd still be interested. But yeah, there you have it, folks. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on Sly. Let me know your thoughts on the Rocky IP. Let me know your thoughts on anything at all. Nothing is off menu, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. I would be fascinated to hear your take on this. So what have we got coming up on the channel? Well, next up in the review department, we have Iconic Studios' take on another 80s classic. This time it's Christopher Lambert as Connor McLeod from that fantastic fantasy fest that is Highlander, and that'll be coming up pretty soon on the channel. And we've got a raft more new figures from Hot Toys, In Art, Susu Toys, Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, Exo 6, the list goes on. We've got more tours, more showcases. In fact, there's a new tour video coming up pretty soon of all this that you can see over here, the stuff you can't see over there, round the back there. So yeah, all of that will be going under the camera as well for our updated tour video. So as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the good stuff. And I suppose all that remains for me to say is from myself and from Rock, a massive thank you for watching as always. And until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves and happy collecting.